effects. And you can find this on verywellmind.com. So purity culture, for those who aren't used to it, don't have a clue what it is, or maybe it's been a few decades and you need a little bit of a recap. In certain forms of Christianity, purity culture refers to sexual purity and chastity. Purity culture connects back to biblical, archaic connotations of purity and the value of those who have it, saying that extramarital sex, such as affairs, are not approved forms of sex and are considered sinful. Purity culture impacts how people, specifically women, see themselves and others, and creates systems of internalized and externalized oppression, shame, judgment, and bullying. This can restrict sexual agency, exacerbate rape culture, racism, misogyny, and violence. And it is a very sad way that women move through life, viewing themselves as a piece of meat. Because there are a lot of men out there that just view women as pieces of meat, especially in Hollywood. So where did purity culture come from? Well, it gained popularity in the public in the 1990s. It is heavily connected to the rise of white evangelical racial Christianity. It was mostly discussed as being in the context of American evangelism. Purity is not only connected to Christianity, purity can be connected to any mainstream, male-centered, puritanical institutions. They focus on the culture of modesty. We talked about that last time with body shaming. It is a religious construct, but it can also be a secular, philosophical, and sexist ideology as well. When women see themselves as modest or immodest, they don't see themselves how they should be seen. Values such as purity and modesty can become problematic when they become weaponized, particularly against women. What about the hesitancy to speak about certain aspects of women's health? Gynecology, women's health, IVF, infertility. The belief about virginity, chastity, and purity culture, how has it hindered basic knowledge or how women need or think in order to be their own self-advocates? How do they take care of themselves or to take care of their loved ones when they feel alone, shamed? How many women have died because they can't advocate themselves when they're up against a misogynistic doctor who gaslights and invalidates what they came to discuss? What about people who, no fault of their own, lose the purity that they so naively believe in? And when I mean no fault of their own, I'm talking about crimes, assault, rape, incest, molestation, any form of grooming. It doesn't even have to be a physical act. It could be an emotional act, a philosophical act. It doesn't have to be a physical sexual act where people think they lose the purity. I've grown up in Southern Baptist denominations where people believe they lose their value if they kiss somebody once before they're engaged. If you've watched 19 Kids and Counting, the Duggar reality show, if those women kissed someone before engagement or before the wedding ceremony, they would have believed that they had lost their purity and virginity in a different way than most people think about it now. So how do people ensure they become pure? Well, there's not much you can do if you're a child and someone you trust